I have to confess, I've got a bit lazy when it comes to making these videos. I kind of got out the habit, and I recognize how important it is to stay in the habit. And it's something I talk to all my clients about. I say to them, you have got to be consistent. You've got to be turning up. Even when you don't want to turn up, you have to turn up. And that's what it's about, because marketing is not about secrets. It's not about hacks and this, that and the other. It's about consistency. It's about being here every single day, or being wherever you're going to be, being seen all the time. The point is, we now live in such a busy world, particularly online, particularly in terms of the inbox of the email. It is so busy, there is so much happening, that unless you are in that process, unless you are being seen, you are forgotten. Because once you disappear off the scene, people forget who you are. Now, they remember you when you come back, but they do forget you. So that's the important thing, is the consistency of turning up every day. Now, the other thing that's important is relevance, is being relevant to the people you need to talk to. So it's about being in the right place. Now, obviously, LinkedIn is the right place for most of us. If you're watching this video because you use LinkedIn, it's the right place to be. And so that's important, to be in the right place. But if your audience is a younger audience, or an older audience, then maybe this is not the place to be. If it's a consumer audience, this is definitely not the place to be. For a consumer audience, you probably want to be on Facebook or Twitter. Or if it's a young consumer audience, you might want to be on Instagram. Instagram is fantastic, by the way. I know some people with some fantastically big profiles on Instagram making a lot of money out of it. So there is lots of possibility with digital marketing, but the point of it is, if you want to make it work, you've got to be here every single day. Or yes, every single day, if you can do every day, because that is fantastic. That will get you noticed. This is the other thing about, it's about the number of times you need to be seen in order for something to register. So if you go back before the internet, say like in kind of the mail order days, you could actually get traction with a client with 3 to 4 connections. And that was because there wasn't so much around. So if they saw you in the local paper per se, or a newspaper somewhere, and they saw you the next month, because bear in mind, some of these things were monthly, and they saw you a couple of times, by the 3rd time round, they knew you. Because there was nothing else, there was no other distraction. But now there are so many distractions, as I've already said. So there is some argument or some conversation about how many connections or how many touch points are needed. And it depends on the marketplace, it depends on how warm the market is and all sorts of bits and pieces. But the reality is, it is well over 10. It used to be 7, it's well into the 10, 12, probably even 15. Now, that thing depends actually on where someone is on the line. Now, we've talked about the line before. We've said this side of the line, I'm not sure which side I use actually, but we'll use this side today. This side of the line, they don't know they've got a problem, and they actually have no issues going on as far as they're concerned. So they are not relevant customers to you. Now, you might know they've got a problem that you can solve, but they've no idea they have the problem. And so as far as they're concerned, you're not an issue. You're not even on their radar. So if you can put something out which actually makes them aware of the problem, you've now shafted them along. First point of contact. In the middle here somewhere, you've got these people that are conscious they have a problem. They know there is an issue, but they don't get it sorted. I've got a good example of that one, and I'm working at the moment. How are you doing with your... what do you do about the end of your life? Do you have a will? Do you have a power of attorney? How many other things do you need? You know, we all think we're going to live forever, and then suddenly there's an awareness that we're probably not. And there's a variety of things that would make our journey, or our transition and our families dealing with that transition a lot easier. Now, I know about all these things because I'm working with a client on this project, but I have got a will. But do I have anything else in place? No, I'm aware of it, but for some reason I'm not taking action on it. So that's the middle road we were talking about. It's that point about how do you get someone to take action. It's consistency of turning up. So Jane Duncan Rogers, who operates this company called Before I Go Solutions, she puts out content. That's what we're doing, working to put out consistent content to keep reminding these people and me to do something about my end of life plan. Good example. And then finally, you've got the people who are actually in the process. They are actively looking to solve the problem. Now, in Jane's situation, if someone has a terminally ill partner, this material is suddenly critical. They are consciously aware that they are going to have to deal with this thing at some point. And the material that Jane produces supports them in that process. So you can see there are three places, but at the end of the day, it's always down to consistency. If you're not turning up, if you're not putting something out there in the world, then nobody, well, say nobody, it doesn't get seen, it gets lost. You've got to be consistent. That's my rant for today about consistency. And I will be back again in a couple of days. I'm not going to do daily videos. I think that's too much, but I will do at least 3 videos a week. There's a new commitment for you. 3 videos a week and any other content I can think of. Anyway, this is Paul Harvey, and now you get to see me turn the camera off. Or maybe you won't. Maybe I'll edit this one. Who knows? See ya.